Let us now learn about tongue. Tongue is mobile muscular organ within the oral cavity. It is mobile, movable, muscular organ present within the oral cavity. It bulges upwards from the floor of the mouth. It is essentially a mass of skeletal muscle covered by mucous membrane. Mass of skeletal muscle covered by mucous membrane. Functions. It is associated with the function of taste, speech, mastication, and deglutition. Taste, speech, mastication, and deglutition. Parts of tongue. Tongue has three parts: tip, body, root. Tip, body, root. Root of the tongue. Root of the tongue is attached to mandible and hyoid bone by muscles. You can see here, root is attached to mandible and hyoid bone by muscles. Due to this attachment, the tongue is not swallowed during deglutition. The nerves and vessels of the tongue enter through root. Nerves and vessels enter through root. Tip. It is anterior free end of the tongue which comes in contact with central incisors. You can see the tip is anterior free end of the tongue. It comes in contact with central incisors. Body. It is bulk of the tongue between tip and root. Body is the bulk of the tongue present between tip and root. It has two surfaces: dorsal surface, ventral surface. Ventral surface is also known as inferior surface. It has two margins: right lateral margin and left lateral margin. Now let's see about dorsal surface in detail. Dorsal surface. The dorsum of the tongue is convex on all the sides. It is divided into three parts: oral part, pharyngeal part, and posterior most part. Oral part is anterior two-third part of the tongue. Pharyngeal part is posterior one-third. Oral part and pharyngeal part are separated by V-shaped sulcus called sulcus terminalis. The apex of sulcus terminalis is marked by blind foramen called foramen cecum. Foramen cecum indicates the origin of thyroglossal duct in the embryonic life. Now let's see about each part in detail. Oral part. Oral part presents median furrow and large number of papillae. If you observe the oral part, you can only find two findings. One is median furrow and the other is papillae. Now let's see about papillae. The papillae of the tongue are projections of mucous membrane which gives roughness to anterior two-third of the tongue. They are projections of mucous membrane. They give roughness to anterior two-third part of the tongue. These are mainly four types: circumvallate papillae, foliate papillae, filiform papillae, and fungiform papillae. Circumvallate papillae. Circumvallate papillae are large in size. They are 8 to 12 in number. They are situated immediately in front of sulcus terminalis. Circumvallate papillae are present immediately in front of sulcus terminalis. Each papillae is cylindrical projection surrounded by circular sulcus. You can see it is cylindrical projection surrounded by circular sulcus. The wall of papillae has taste buds. Foliate papillae. They are present at the lateral borders in front of circumvallate papillae. You can see they are present at the lateral border. They are present in front of circumvallate papillae. They are leaf shaped. They are rudimentary in humans. Fungiform papillae. They are numerous near the tip and margins of the tongue, and some of them are also scattered over the dorsum. Each papillae consists of narrow pedicle and large round head. They are distinguished by their bright red color. Filiform papillae. They are narrowest. They are numerous. They cover the presulcal area of the tongue. They are minute conical projections with sharp pointed tips. It is covered with keratin. Pharyngeal part. It is posterior one-third part of the tongue. It has large number of lymphoid follicles which together constitute lingual tonsil. You can see there are large number of lymphoid follicles which together constitute lingual tonsil. It also has large number of mucus and serous glands. The mucous membrane covering the pharyngeal part does not have any papillae. Posterior most part. The posterior most part of tongue is connected to epiglottis by three folds of mucous membrane. These are median glossoepiglottic fold and two lateral glossoepiglottic folds, right and left lateral glossoepiglottic folds, as it is present in the midline, median. as it is connecting the tongue and epiglottis. Glossoepiglottic fold, as it is present laterally, lateral glossoepiglottic fold. Three mucosal folds, median glossoepiglottic fold, right and left lateral glossoepiglottic folds. On either side of median glossoepiglottic fold, there is a depression called vallecula. Vallecula is a depression present on either side of median glossoepiglottic fold and posteriormost part, oral part. It has median furrow and papillae. There are mainly four types of papillae: circumvallate, foliate, fungiform, and filiform papillae. Pharyngeal part, it mainly consists of lingual tonsil, mucus, and serous glands. Posteriormost part, it has three folds of mucous membranes: median glossoepiglottic fold and two lateral glossoepiglottic folds. Ventral surface, it is also known as inferior surface. The mucous membrane covering the ventral surface is thin and smooth. Ventral surface presents following features. It presents frenulum linguae, deep lingual veins, plica fimbriata. Frenulum, it is median fold of mucous membrane. It connects tongue to floor of the mouth. Deep lingual vein lies lateral to frenulum on either side. Plica fimbriata, it is a fold of mucous membrane lies lateral to deep lingual vein. Frenulum linguae is median mucosal fold. Deep lingual vein lies lateral to the frenulum linguae. Plica fimbriata is a fold of mucous membrane which lies lateral to deep lingual vein. Muscles of tongue. It includes intrinsic muscles and extrinsic muscles. Intrinsic muscles. Intrinsic muscles are present within the tongue. They have no attachment outside the tongue. Extrinsic muscles, they take origin from the structures outside the tongue and get inserted into the tongue. Intrinsic muscles occupy the upper part of the tongue and alters the shape of the tongue. Extrinsic muscles moves and alters the shape of the tongue. There are four intrinsic muscles and four extrinsic muscles. Four intrinsic muscles. Intrinsic muscles include longitudinal muscles, vertical muscles, transverse muscles. In longitudinal muscle we have superior longitudinal and inferior longitudinal. Superior longitudinal, inferior longitudinal, transverse, vertical. Superior longitudinal. It lies beneath the mucous membrane. It passes longitudinally from the tip of the tongue to its root posteriorly. It lies beneath the mucous membrane. It passes longitudinally from the tip of the tongue to the root of the tongue posteriorly. Action of superior longitudinal muscle. It elevates the tip and sides of the tongue superiorly. Hence, it makes the dorsum of the tongue concave. Inferior longitudinal muscle. It lies close to the inferior surface. It lies between genioglossus and hyoglossus. Inferior longitudinal muscle. It lies close to inferior surface. Inferior longitudinal muscle lies between genioglossus and hyoglossus. Action of inferior longitudinal muscle. It curves the tip inferiorly. Hence, it makes the dorsum convex. Remember IMAX. Inferior longitudinal muscle makes the dorsum of the tongue convex, and it will be opposite for superior longitudinal. If inferior longitudinal makes the dorsum of the tongue convex, superior longitudinal muscle makes the dorsum concave. Transverse muscle. It runs transversely from the median fibrous septum to margin. It makes the tongue narrow and elongated. Transverse muscle runs transversely from the median fibrous septum to margins of the tongue. When the transverse muscle is contracted, it makes the tongue narrow and it makes the tongue elongated. Transverse muscle makes the tongue narrow and elongated. Vertical muscle. It is found at the borders of anterior part of tongue. It makes the tongue broad and flat. Vertical muscle is present at the borders of anterior part of the tongue. It makes the tongue broad and flattened. Transverse muscle makes the tongue narrow. Vertical muscle makes the tongue broad. Superior longitudinal muscle lies beneath the mucous membrane. It passes longitudinally from the tip of the tongue to the root posteriorly. It makes the dorsum concave. Inferior longitudinal muscle lies close to the inferior surface. Inferior longitudinal muscle is present between genioglossus and hyoglossus. Transverse muscle, it runs transversely from the median fibrous septum to margin of the tongue. It makes the tongue narrow and elongated. Vertical muscle, it is present at the border of anterior part of the tongue. It makes the tongue broad and flattened. Extrinsic muscles. It includes four muscles: genioglossus, hyoglossus, styloglossus, and palatoglossus. Genio. It arises from genial tubercle of the mandible. It arises from superior genial tubercle of the mandible. Insertion. It inserts into hole of the tongue and its lowest fibers insert into hyoid bone. It causes protrusion of the tongue. Genioglossus arises from genial tubercle of the mandible. It inserts into hole of the tongue and its lowest fibers insert into hyoid bone. Genioglossus is also known as safety muscle of the tongue as it is responsible for protrusion of the tongue. Hyoglossus, hyoid bone. It arises from greater cornu and adjacent part of body of hyoid. It inserts into side of the tongue between styloglossus and inferior longitudinal muscle. It depresses the tongue. Hyoglossus. It arises from greater cornu and adjacent part of body of hyoid bone, and it inserts into side of the tongue. Inserts between styloglossus and inferior longitudinal. Generally, when the muscle contracts, insertion moves towards the origin. So when the hyoglossus contracts, it depresses the tongue. Styloid process. It arises from tip and anterior part of styloid process. It inserts into side of tongue. It pulls the tongue upwards and backwards. Styloglossus. It arises from tip and anterior part of the styloid process. It inserts into side of the tongue. When the styloglossus contracts, insertion should move towards the origin. It pulls the tongue upwards and backwards. Palatoglossus, palatine aponeurosis. It arises from oral surface of palatine aponeurosis. It inserts into side of tongue at the junction of oral and pharyngeal parts. It pulls up the root of tongue. Palatoglossus. It arises from oral surface of palatine aponeurosis. It is inserted into side of the tongue at the junction of oral and pharyngeal parts. It pulls up the root of the tongue. When the muscle contracts, insertion moves towards the origin. So the palatoglossus pulls up the root of the tongue. It also approximates palatoglossal arch. Let's revise extrinsic muscles. Genioglossus. Genioglossus arises from superior genial tubercle of the mandible, inserts into hole of the tongue, and its lowest fibers insert into hyoid bone. It causes protrusion of the tongue. Hyoglossus. It arises from greater cornu and adjacent part of body of hyoid bone and inserts into side of the tongue. Hyoglossus inserts between styloglossus and inferior longitudinal. Hyoglossus depresses the tongue, makes the dorsum of the tongue convex. It inserts into side of the tongue. It pulls the tongue upwards and backwards. Palatoglossus. It arises from oral surface of the palatine aponeurosis. It gets inserted into side of the tongue at the junction of oral and pharyngeal parts. It pulls up the root of the tongue, approximates palatoglossal artery. Arterial supply of tongue. The tongue is supplied by following arteries. It is supplied by branches of lingual artery, tonsillar branch of facial artery, ascending pharyngeal artery. Lingual artery is the chief artery of the tongue. Lingual artery gives deep lingual artery that supplies the anterior part of the tongue. It gives dorsal lingual arteries that supply the posterior part of the tongue. Tongue is supplied by branches of lingual artery, tonsillar branch of facial artery, ascending pharyngeal artery. Venous drainage. The tongue is drained by following veins. It is drained by deep lingual veins. Deep lingual vein is the principal vein of the tongue. It is also drained by vena comitans accompanying lingual arteries, vena comitans accompanying hypoglossal nerve. All these together form lingual vein, which drains into internal jugular vein. Venous drainage, deep lingual vein, vena comitans accompanying the lingual artery, vena comitans accompanying the hypoglossal nerve. Lymphatic drainage. The lymphatics emerging from the tongue are grouped into following four sets: apical vessels, marginal vessels, basal vessels, and central vessels. Apical vessels. They drain tip and inferior surface of the tongue into submental lymph nodes bilaterally. The efferents from submental lymph nodes mainly go to submandibular lymph nodes. Some of the efferents from submental lymph nodes may also reach jugulo-omohyoid lymph nodes. Marginal vessels. They drain marginal portions of anterior two-thirds of the tongue into submandibular lymph nodes unilaterally. The efferents from submandibular lymph nodes go to lower deep cervical lymph nodes, including jugulo-omohyoid lymph nodes. You can see these are submandibular lymph nodes. The efferents from submandibular lymph nodes are going to lower deep cervical lymph nodes, including jugulo-omohyoid lymph nodes. Central vessels. They drain central portions of anterior two-thirds of tongue. They pass vertically downwards in the midline of the tongue between two genioglossus muscles and then drain bilaterally into deep cervical lymph nodes. Basal vessels. They drain root of the tongue and posterior one third of the tongue into upper deep cervical lymph nodes, including jugular-digastric lymph nodes. Now supply of tongue. Motor supply. All the muscles of tongue except palatoglossus are supplied by hypoglossal nerve. Hypoglossal nerve is 12th cranial nerve. Palatoglossus is supplied by cranial root of axillary nerve via pharyngeal plexus. Sensory supply of tongue. Anterior two-third of tongue. General sensations are carried by lingual nerve. Special sensations are carried by chorda tympani nerve. Posterior one-third of tongue. Both the general and special sensations are carried by glossopharyngeal nerve. Posterior most part of tongue. Both the general and special sensations are carried by internal laryngeal nerve. Now carrying taste sensations. From the anterior two-third of tongue, chorda tympani nerve. From the posterior one-third of tongue, glossopharyngeal nerve. From the posterior most part, internal laryngeal nerve. Let us now revise tongue. Parts of tongue. It has tip, body, root. Body has two surfaces, dorsal surface, ventral surface, two margins, right and left lateral margins. Dorsal surface, it has three parts, oral part, pharyngeal part, and posterior most part. Oral part, it has median furrow and papillae. Posterior part, it has lingual tonsil, mucus and serous glands. Posterior most part, it has three folds of mucous membrane, median glossoepiglottic fold, and two lateral glossoepiglottic folds. Ventral surface, it presents frenulum, deep lingual wings, plica fimbriata. Muscles of tongue. It has four intrinsic muscles and four extrinsic muscles. Four intrinsic muscles include longitudinal, transverse, vertical, superior longitudinal, inferior longitudinal, transverse, vertical. Four extrinsic muscles include genioglossus, hyoglossus, styloglossus, palatoglossus. Arterial supply. It is by branches of lingual artery. Lingual artery is the chief artery of tongue. Tonsillar branch of facial artery, ascending pharyngeal artery. Venous drainage. It is by deep lingual vein. Vena contents accompanying lingual artery and vena contents accompanying the hypoglossal nerve all together form lingual vein, which drains into internal jugular vein. Lymphatic drainage. It has four sets of vessels: apical vessels, marginal vessels, central vessels, basal vessels. Apical vessels drain into submental lymph nodes, marginal vessels into submandibular lymph nodes, central vessels into deep cervical lymph nodes, basal vessels into upper deep cervical lymph nodes, including jugulo-digastric lymph nodes. Now supply. Motor supply and sensory supply. Motor supply. All the muscles of tongue except palatoglossus are supplied by hypoglossal nerve, 12th cranial nerve. Palatoglossus is supplied by cranial root of accessory nerve via pharyngeal plexus. Sensory supply anterior two-third, general sensations by lingual nerve, special sensations by chorda tympani nerve. Posterior one-third, general and special sensations are carried by glossopharyngeal nerve. Posterior most part, general and special sensations are carried by internal laryngeal nerve.